What's going on, everybody? It's Lights Out from MaddenDaily.com, and this is our new Madden series, From Good to Greatness, as we're going to take your Madden game to the next level. This is Chapter 1, Learning the Defensive Coverages, Part 4, as we break down Cover 3 Zone. We're going to go into full detail with the strengths, weaknesses, and why it's such a great Madden 15 defense. Cover 3 Zone is in every single defensive formation in this game. It's used a lot in the NFL. The main team that is really successful with it is the Seahawks. We'll get into detail why. But what Cover 3 means is it has a Cover 3 shell. Like you could see Free Fire, that's a Cover 3 defense, even though it doesn't say Cover 3. Cover 3 Buzz Press obviously is Cover 3. All that it means when you see Cover 3 Zone or Cover 3 is when the corners are playing deep and one of the safeties is playing single high, playing deep up the seams. So as long as you have 3 guys in zone coverage playing deep blue zones, that makes it a Cover 3 defense. Even strong Snake 3 would be a Cover 3 zone. But let's look at the most basic Cover 3 zone, Cover 3 Sky at a 4-3 stack. In a Cover 3 shell, the left cornerback, the right cornerback, and one of the safeties, usually the free safety, are going to be playing a third deep of the field. Left corner plays left deep, right corner plays right deep. One of the safeties plays single high, guarding these seams. And that's what Earl Thomas does in every single play with the Seahawks. Whether it's a Cover 3 zone or a Cover 1 zone, he's always over the top, watching literally everything deep up the seams. Earl Thomas is the best Cover 3 safety in the game. He actually is the main reason why the Seahawks defense is so successful, because in a Cover 3, in real life, if you don't have a really good safety playing deep, you're going to get killed, because look how much area they have to guard. You have to watch the left seams, right seams. You also have to watch the run, not get beat on the play action. If someone's doing a post route, you have to watch that while also watching maybe the tight end going deep. There's a lot to worry about. We don't advise you playing on that safety in Madden 15, because in Madden 15, that free safety plays that zone excellent, even if they don't have really good zone coverage. Look at where Cam Chancellor is. He's down in the box on the strong side of the offensive formation. It's an I-form pro, tight ends on the right. There's more receiver targets on the right side. That's why he's on the right side. If they ran it flipped, Cam Chancellor would now be on the same side of the tight end, because that's the side mainly they would run to, and we need more run support that way. He is in control against the run to stop our opponent from going and breaking outside. He's forcing the cutback. In a Cover 3 Sky, there's going to be technically 8 guys in the box if you include the safety. You have the 4 defensive linemen, the 3 linebackers, or in a 3-4, it would be 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and then the strong safety also in help of the strong side of the formation. Now, a potential weakness of a Cover 3, depending on what defensive formation you're in, is the weak side run. If they run like a zone weak, or here's a power O flipped, you can see there's clearly less defenders on the left side than the right side. The run was open. Now, there's an easy adjustment you can make. You could shift the defensive line left in a 4-3 stack. You could shift the linebackers left. To do that, you would press R1 or RB and then left on the D-pad. Now it's a little bit more balanced. It looks almost like 4-6 normal. If you look at it, there are 4 defenders on the left side, including the DT, left of screen defensive end, and the 2 linebackers on the left. And then there's 4 guys on the right side, which would be the right DT, the strong safety, the right outside linebacker on the screen, and then the right of screen defensive end. With having those 8 guys in the box, it's going to be very hard to run the ball on, especially if it is symmetrical like this. The outside linebacker or strong safety on the opposite side of the run will be in charge of watching the cutback lanes. Cam Chancellor in real life is perfect for this role. In the box, he's almost as big as a linebacker. He's great in run support, but at the same time, he can play decent coverage. That's what you need in a strong safety. The free safety is usually a little bit smaller and more athletic, like a Earl Thomas, while the strong safety needs to be able to watch the run, make sure they hold the edge for the outside runs, and then also need to play the flats and also the short hook zones, crossing routes. You don't have to be the best coverage guy, but you need to at least be decent, a little bit better than a linebacker. Here on this run, you see the left of screen outside linebacker played the cutback. I mentioned that we don't recommend playing the free safety. The only time we recommend playing the free safety is when it's a pure run down situation. If they're in a really strong run set, or if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 3rd and 2, where you know they're running the ball and you need to add that 9th guy in the box to get that run and hit the gap, right? but you have so much responsibility with that safety. You have to watch the entire deep. If you fall for the play action, if you think it's a run, you run down, and they have someone up the middle in the seams going deep, they're going to score on you or get a huge play. That's your responsibility, and you cannot let that go. You cannot just automatically go to the run. You have to be very disciplined and patient before realizing, making sure it is a run. Don't run down right away, like I said, unless you're just completely biting down on the run if you know based off their tendencies they're running the ball. That's why we just advise you playing on either a hook zone, the middle linebacker, other linebacker, or even the flat zones. The run defense might not be as good, but you can still stop the run. You could also play on one of the DTs in Madden 15. You could easily block shed. I'll probably make a video on that for this series later on. But that's what a lot of people like to do. They run cover 3, play on a DT or a defensive lineman. But as long as you're not playing on anyone going deep, even if you completely mess up your user play and leave someone open, you're not going to get torched. You have 3 guys watching deep. The worst thing that's going to happen is probably like a 20-yard gain or a decent run. But you should not get killed. A lot of NFL teams cannot successfully run this cover 3 if they don't have a really good safety, because a big weakness is the vertical streak up the seams to the slot. If there's 2 slots, it's very hard. But in Madden 15, even if you don't have a top-notch safety, you could easily play cover 3 and get away with it majority of the time, and I'm going to show you why. The flat zone will bump that slot receiver and delay the timing of that route. That's the strong safety there. What that does is it now gives really good position for the corner and the safety over the top to play it. And in Madden 15, you cannot easily precision pass this pass to the inside. I don't know how Madden 16 is going to be, but in Madden 15, you can't easily throw an inside bullet pass, click on, and make the catch. If you try to do that, the ball won't really go too much to the inside, and the corner on the right and the free safety will break on the ball, and both of them should have had that pick, while Earl just snatched it from him. So because of the lack of inside bullet passing, precisioning, and the fact that the flat zone is going to bump the slot, those passes are not that great against cover 3. But this is going to leave you open to quick sideline passes to the outside receiver. If the flat zone is going to bump the slot receiver, that means smoke screens, regular screens, out routes, stuff like that are going to get open. I just quickly switched to a 4 wide. If Y and A go deep, like I said, in a real-life cover 3 situation, it's going to be very hard for that safety to play both sides. But in Madden, it's so random. Like, sometimes you'll be able to make this throw. Once the flat zone bumps the slot, you make that throw, you can make that catch. You see we are clicking on and making the catch for both sides, but he can easily be picked. It's definitely not a safe throw by any means. That's why you see a lot of the top guys, instead of throwing the seam pass against cover 3, they're just throwing user catch face catches, what a lot of people like to call, to the outsides, because they know it's one-on-one coverage and they know they can make a play. If you're really worried about the seams, though, you can man up one of the slot receivers and then lurk and control the opposite side. Cover 3 is easily the best Madden defense. It's really good against the run, probably the best zone defense for stopping the run. You don't really have to worry about getting killed with big plays because you do have the 3 guys going deep. It's not like cover 2 zone, which you literally only have 2 safeties playing deep, and you could get really carved vertically. But in cover 3, it's a lot harder to do that. You could also have a great blitzing scheme out of cover 3. Here we're going to blitz Chancellor and bring him down to the box, and we're going to crash the defensive line to the middle, down. Something simple like that out of like a 4-3 stack is going to get you pressure, because you see that the left DT can only block the left of screen end or the strong safety. He blocked the left end, leaving Chancellor to come in free to the outside. And all we did was crash the D-line to the middle, blitz Cam Chancellor, and bring him down. That's all we did. Here, now, we're not going to blitz him, but the thought that we can possibly blitz him is going to change everything. Our opponent might not want to go deep. They might want to attack the flats because they think the flats will be open on the left. Meanwhile, it's not. So it might change your opponent's philosophy on offense if they think the blitz is coming. With the cover 3 on the right side, you could do the same thing. Blitz the flat zone, move them a little bit to the right and down, crash the defensive line to the middle or down, and now here we're either going to get outside heat or B-gap heat because the right tackle could only block 1. With these very simple Madden 15 blitzes, you can now start scheming. You could start moving both the safety and the linebacker on the right and make it look like the blitz is coming from either side. They don't know, is it left side blitz, right side blitz, or both? Here it happens to be left side blitz. If our opponent's not looking at the flats to the left and we take away their first read, which happens to be the running back on the angle route, they're getting sacked. By doing this, it's going to be very hard for your opponent to read the coverage pre-snap and know where the blitz is coming from. If you mix that in with a defensive formation in which you could base align, now your opponent not only doesn't know where the blitz is coming from, but he doesn't know what coverage you're in because it's a base align coverage. Even if you don't disguise the coverage and they know it's cover 3, say you don't base align, as long as you're making adjustments, sometimes blitzing the left, sometimes blitzing the right, when you do blitz, sometimes leaving the flat open, sometimes blitzing on that side and the flat's usually open, but making a key adjustment on adding a flat zone. Here we put the right corner in a flat. They know that when the blitz comes right, they throw to the flats for an easy gain. But no, we put the corner in a flat, say that was 4th and 3, we would have got the stop. For the guys that bought all of our ebooks and have our membership, you already know we talk about this stuff, the philosophy of defense and how to adjust and stuff like that all the time. But for new players, even if this stuff is a little bit advanced for you, just know that you do not want to give your opponent easy pre-snap reads. You don't want to make him see, and this looks like cover 3, okay, I'm going to hit my opponent with curl flat. Because you know what? Curl flat will kill cover 3 zone. A flat zone can only play either the flat route or the curl route. Can't play both. So you just throw to whatever one that flat zone isn't playing it. And the deep blue is not going to play the curl, so all someone has to do is throw a bullet pass down. There are adjustments you can make to that, but you don't want to let your opponent know it's cover 3. An adjustment real quick you can make is purple zoning the flat zone. He'll play the curl, but then they could always hit the flat. But if you change the look of the defense pre-snap, your opponent may not even know it's cover 3. Something as simple as just literally playing press coverage. Now it looks like cover 1 man instead of cover 3. They might not want to do curl flat. You know what I mean? Someone's read could be, if I see off coverage, I'm going to do curl flat. But if you play press coverage, now they're going to think, okay, they're in man, I'm going to start doing my crossing routes. But we're not in man. We're in a press cover 3, which is going to look exactly like cover 1. We're breaking down cover 1 next video, so you'll see the similarities. But you could even base align and press. And now your opponent doesn't know if it's cover 2 zone, doesn't know if it's cover 4 press. Changing the pre-snap reads, not giving your opponent any pre-snap reads, is going to get you those key stops, because now your opponent can't say, okay, I know he's in cover 3, I'm going to kill him. There are key route combos that usually kill cover 3 zone in all Maddens. But in Madden 15, even the main weaknesses aren't also great. A main thing that usually kills cover 3 is a deep route, corner route, flat route combo, a streak, corner, flat. But the flat zone is very confusing in Madden 15. Sometimes he plays the flat, sometimes he plays the corner, and it's like very random. You just never know how he's going to play it. Here, even though he played the flat, it looked like he was playing the corner at first. So by the time you make that read, you just wasted 2 seconds. It might be too late to even throw that corner. And then say you no huddle to do the play again. All someone has to do is a coverage adjustment, play over the top coverage. And now that flat zone will play the corner. And it's going to look exactly the same. It's going to look like, okay, I know that guy is going to drift down eventually to the flat, which it looks right now exactly the same. It looks like that flat zone, just like last play, will eventually play the flat. So you don't throw to the flat, you throw to the corner, and that could be a pick. I promise we'll soon make a separate video on all of the coverage adjustments you can make in Madden. Just as you're seeing, there's so many adjustments you can make with the cover 3 to confuse your opponent. You know, sometimes putting that flat zone in a purple zone to play deeper. Sometimes blitzing the flat zone, and even putting the corner in a flat or putting someone else in the flat to stop the flat, or maybe leaving the flat open, or maybe sometimes blitzing the hook zone instead of the flat zone. So there will always be a coverage weakness. It's just your opponent may not know where it is until it's too late. They either get sacked, they're not looking that way right away, or we take away their first and second read, and then they get sacked on a coverage sack. Really, the only thing that absolutely destroys cover 3 zone are screens. Slip screens, wide receiver screens. Anything, if that guy that's doing the screen is not manned up, you're going to get torched, especially if you're not manually playing it. But that's what a lot of the best players do. If they play cover 3 zone and they seen based off tendencies that when your opponent's in this specific formation, he likes to do slip screens, they're going to manually play it with the linebacker. And if you take away a screen, since the offensive lineman's pulling to guard the screen, they don't have much time to make a second read. You never usually are able to make a second read unless it's a drag route. Same thing with wide receiver screens or even smoke screens. If you think it's coming, based off tendencies, manually play that flat route. And just make sure, if you see the screen, run there right away. I have 2 controllers, so it was hard for me to pick that. If that was a real game, I would have picked it off. But even if someone does a smoke screen or a curl flat, something like that, if you're getting killed on a specific side of the field or area, just manually play it. I think that is everything about a cover 3 defense in Madden. This was for Madden 15. If you're watching this and you're playing Madden 16. I don't know if everything's going to be exactly the same, but it's going to pretty much hold the same principles. You have to be careful when playing the free safety over the top, because if you get killed on a play action, you're going to get torched. That's the only way you're going to really get torched on a cover 3. To safely play a cover 3, just play on one of the hook zones of the linebacker or one of the flat zones, or even play on the defensive line, and only play on the free safety when you think a run's coming to add an extra guy in run support. Another big thing with cover 3 or any coverage is to limit the pre-snap reads. If you have to base align your coverage to make it not look like cover 3, so there's 2 safeties over the top, or even playing press coverage to make it look like cover 1, you want to limit the pre-snap reads so your opponent does not know that, all right, it's cover 3, I know the weaknesses of a cover 3, I'm going to exploit it. But if they don't know it's a cover 3, they can't do that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. These videos do get pretty lengthy. I'm trying to get as much information as possible for you guys, even from basic knowledge to a little bit more advanced, to try to cater to everybody. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. If you did, I really appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you're new, you better hit that subscribe button. This is the best Madden channel out. But until next time, fellas, it's lights. Later.